everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. Today's card project features a charming set from Gina K Designs. It's all about hearts, and I'm going to create a little rainbow of hearts, and I'm going to die cut them with a die that I had on hand. Sometimes you can do that, so if you have some shaped dies, check them out. They might work with a stamp set that you already own or something that you purchased. It's worth a try. I love how this card came out. It is very clean and simple, so stick around. That card project is coming up next. A clean and simple card can pack such a gorgeous punch, especially when you incorporate happy colors into a minimal design. Let's take a look at the products I'm using for this card. This stamp set is called Love Hearts, and it's new from Gina K Designs. And it has all of these wonderful heart stamps and really sweet greetings for love, for Valentine's Day. They're perfect for anyone you love. I am going to be stamping out hearts in this rainbow of Gina K ink, and I'm going to use my cubes today. They're perfect for a project like this. I also have some of Gina's heavy base weight cardstock for a panel and for my card base as well. I'm only going to pick a few of them. I'm not using all of them because I think that would be overkill. But get this, I didn't have the dies for this set, but I grabbed this one from Hero Arts and it was close enough. And I thought, you know what? We're going to roll the dice and see if we can make it work. So, first thing I've got to do is stamp out the hearts, and those are the 4 patterns that I'm going to use. So I've spaced them out here onto the cardstock. I'm using my Misty tool today because I love being able to stamp more than once in the same place. And also because these stamps are brand new, I'm going to rub my finger over them just until they get a little cloudy, which helps to prime the stamps for a better transfer. I'm going to load up my colors. This isn't exactly in order yet because I wasn't 100% sure which heart was going to go where. Well, I mean, we're going in Roy G. Biv, but I wanted to get the first 4 down. And I'm using my press tool here to transfer the ink. And I'm going to hit it again, and that's the thing with the Misty that is so amazing. You make sure that your paper goes right back into that corner, right? Pop down your magnet. Now when you get a new stamp, it takes a while for them to really stamp well. And usually a handful of times of stamping and cleaning them off. So if that happens to you, don't panic. That does not mean your stamp is defective. Photopolymer stamps get more conditioned over time and stamp better and better. Plus, Gina's ink has a smoothing agent in it, so once these dry, they will smooth out and look beautiful. I'm going to wipe off all of the stamps that I just stamped, and then just narrow it back down to another stripey and another, well, I guess it looks like there's little strings going across that heart. This will be for the final 2 colors. So, I've got my blue here and my purple. And all of the colors I'm using today can be found in the description box below the video. All right, we're pressing it down, and again, repositioning that cardstock, right? Make sure it's in the corner, ink the stamps up again, and stamp. Perfect every time. I tell you, the Misty Stamp Positioner, a game changer. All right, I cut each one apart just so that I could focus on one little heart at a time. And this is all I'm doing. I'm lining up a heart die that was not designed to go with this set. But I thought, I think this will work. And when I cut it out, I thought to myself, not bad, Kath. Let's do the rest of them. I did have a little extra tape on there. I'm like, why does that look like an ombre? Oh, it's purple tape. But now I'm just going to cut the rest out using a die that was not designed to go with them. So here's my panel and here's my idea. I'm going to stamp "You Are My Everything," and everything's going to be situated down here in the lower part of the card. This is going to give me beautiful white space, which is always nice on any project you design. I've got my powder tool here from Rabbit Hole Designs, and I had been using this completely wrong. In the past, I was like cranking on the bottom. No, you just push it up and it primes your brush. So if you've seen other videos where I messed that up, I apologize. Now I know. But I'm going to stamp this down with Versamark ink, my sticky embossing ink. Give that a good press, And I figured I would hit it one more time with a little more ink just to get a really great impression. But you'll see why using an anti-static powder tool like the one from Rabbit Hole Designs is so great. Because when you sprinkle on your embossing powder, and here I'm using the Fine Detail Gold from Gina K, the powder only sticks where you stamped your image and the rest of the powder falls away. If you ever have that experience of there's embossing powder everywhere, it's just because you have static or oil on your cardstock and it will stick to everything. So once you're ready with your heat tool, you'll just melt the powder and watch the magic of embossing happen. Every time this happens, I love it. Look at that. So shiny and so pretty. Next, I'm going to trim down this panel using one of the dies from Gina K's Master Layouts 1. I wanted to use the larger of the two, and partly because I like to have panels that are layered, so I'll cut that out off camera. But it also helped to flatten out the cardstock if there's any warping from the heat embossing. I've got my card here, and this is going to be a horizontal design. It is 5 1/4 wide by 4 1/4 tall. I put foam tape on the back of the embossed panel. 3 pieces, one to support the center, although Gina's cardstock, the heavy base weight, is pretty sturdy paper. Pop that down and look at that nice little perfect margin around the panel. Now came time to design the hearts and how they would appear on the card. Of course, I was going to work in rainbow order. And I put 2 little thin squares on each side, well, right-hand side of each heart, just so they could have a little dimension and be lifted up off the paper. And I thought this arrangement at the bottom looked really nice, so I futzed with it for a while. I'm not going to lie. It took me a while of going up and down and back and forth. But once I had it in position, I remembered a tip that someone told me that I always forget about, and that is take some sort of tape to pick it up. So I took this big wide band of Heffy Doodle, it's kind of like a Post-it tape, pressed it right down to hold those in place, and then when I lift up, the hearts are arranged as I had them on my card. Now here's a little tip. I think using press and seal would be much better for this. I had the tape handy, I decided to use it, but the thing with press and seal is you can see through it more clearly. Either way, I put little daubies of glue on the backs of the foam squares, just to have a little more wiggle room when I place this down, because foam squares, you know, they stick like a mother. All right, now here was the only tricky part. I couldn't really see through it, and I think I put it a little low. I took a peek and I thought, yeah, that looks good. Pressed it into place, let the squares adhere, right? So my hearts were stuck down, and then I peeled it back. Although the arrangement is perfect. Now I wished I would have put it up a little higher, but sometimes happy accidents happen for a reason. And once I realized what that reason was, I got excited again. Sequins to fill in the space. So a little dobby of Connect glue and boop, little gold confetti. And I just mixed the sizes here. I thought this would look really nice, and boop, tuck that under, little boop and slide. It just filled in the space. So sometimes, boop, sorry, I'm forgetting my boops. If you mess up and it doesn't go where you want it to boop go, you know what? Look for the silver, or rather, boop, gold lining. I love how this card turned out. And that is the finished card project. I hope this inspires you to check out the idea of a very simple design for your card project. You don't have to fill it up with everything. Let that white space breathe and add a bold pop of color to one part of the card. All the supplies that I used today can be found linked below in the description box, and I'll see you back here with another card project soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.